Hello, and welcome to the 8th edition of the Meyer Musings. Today is November 1st, 2015. In management, there will be no staff meeting this week. The leadership team will meet in my office on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Also, Gifts and Giving Program. Please remember the program is for helping out families during holiday season. And remember to provide names to Lynn Huber by November 6th of students in need of this service. This week, there'll be PLC sit-in meetings. Who will attend? PLC teams, Jenny Dervingus, and myself. When? On Wednesday, November 4th, during preps. Now, I understand that first grade has Mrs. Jernberg with them, so we may have to talk about a different time for them. Why? It's in place of data days. What? Jenny and I will observe and take notes, and then we will come back and talk to you later on. We want to keep your meetings moving. In instruction, I was reading an article called How PLCs Do Data Right. How fitting since we're having a meeting this week. It's by Richard Dufour in Education Leadership, November 2015. One of the points was asking 4 questions. Now you're thinking the 4 questions we're used to, but these are different 4 questions. Which students were unable to demonstrate proficiency on this assessment? Question 2. Which students are highly proficient and would benefit from extended or accelerated learning? So in other words, which kids struggled and which kids were proficient and needed to be accelerated? Third question. Did one or more colleagues have excellent results in an area where my students struggled? In other words, what can I learn from my colleagues to improve my individual practice? The fourth question. Is there an area in which none of us achieved the results we expected? Okay, what do we need to learn as a team to teach the skill or concept more effectively? These are things that it's important that we ask ourselves as we meet in our PLCs. Also from the same article, effective PLCs create a guaranteed viable curriculum. Develop common formative assessments. Ensure students receive additional time and support for interventions. Do these things sound very familiar? We've been working on these for a while now. But there's a caveat. Use evidence of student learning to improve our instruction. That's what we have to focus on. Use the data to improve our instruction. What we can do better collectively versus what students can do. That's outside of our control. They didn't get their homework in. They're not taking the initiative. It's other words, let's kind of goes back to a few years when I said we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, what can I do better to help the kids? Because that's the only thing we really can't control. And lastly in the article, there's the ultimate question. Does our collection of data lead to higher levels of student learning? I'll read it again. Does our collection of data lead to higher levels of student learning? If the data doesn't help, then it's useless, or we're not using it correctly. So these are some things that I'd like you to think about as you are working in your PLCs. In learning supports, we had our breakfast work group meet this week, and we have some results to share. Deborah has done a great job collecting data, and one of the things that she did is for our chronic pokies, she uses timers with them. Gives them a timer, says you have 10 minutes to eat, they see it, and boy, those kids are getting back to class. Those are also the same kids that we had teachers call, so thanks for your help. Now, starting Monday, we're going to start an express lane. So not only will we have our lane that we come in and serve the kids, we're going to have an express lane outside of the serving lane. There'll be cereal and other dry foods served. And it's going to be student directed because we probably have anywhere from 20 to 40 kids eating cereal and dry foods that are sitting to wait in line. This would be something the kids would come in, they'd punch in their code, get what they need, and move on. They wouldn't have to serve them. Okay? And the part that'll be difficult is we have to train them on how to do this. One of the things that we're going to do is Monday, we're going to model that for them. So we're going to be a little slow on things Monday morning, but we're going to model how to do it so that the kids can do it effectively. And eventually, it's going to get our kids back to class and ready to go when the 9 o'clock bell rings. Please let us know if you have any questions once we start implementing this system. Thank you for another good week, and I look forward to another.